Good morning.
With some Tears for Fears, there we go. I love you, but I'm lost. Good morning, Kuwait, and welcome to the Superstation 99.7 Radio Kuwait, where hit music lives. It's 10 minutes past the 7 o'clock hour, live in the mix. This is the breakfast show, of course, with me, Aki, and T. And finally, it's Tuesday, mid of the week. Good morning, T.
Good morning, Aki, and good morning, Kuwait. Yes, it's Tuesday, the 24th of October, 2017. We're so excited to be here, especially that knowing every Tuesday we're going to be with Dr. Juliet Dinkha and talk psychology.
Good morning.
And
Good
good
morning.
morning to you. We've missed you.
Oh, I miss you guys too.
How's everything?
Oh, it's good.
Good.
It's freezing here, guys.
It's so cold,
Yes.
right?
Wow.
I know. When
Welcome
the weather
to our
started to
Alaska.
be
This
nice.
is not the way to
When
treat
the
your
weather started
doctor.
to be nice, they turned on
We
the
freeze
AC in the
here.
studio. I was like,
Yeah.
Oh my
guys,
God.
we're gonna
But
make
good
it
morning,
snow.
Kuwait. Good morning, guys. We
Good
have a
morning
nice
to you.
topic
Can
today.
you tell me about the topic?
Well, it's a secret.
Oh,
It's
well, we have to share it now with the public.
Well, I'm
Open
gonna-
secret.
I'm gonna say something. Life doesn't turn out as bad as we think
Yeah.
because of this thing that we're gonna talk about. It's called the psychological immune system.
Oh.
And it seems like a lot of people don't really understand that we have a psychological immune system, just like you have the physical immune system.
Yeah.
We have a psychological immune system. So what happened is that we have to understand that whatever it is that's going to happen to us, we will survive. You know, I tell my student this all the time. If you don't remember anything I teach you in this class, one thing you got to remember: there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that you will go through that you cannot survive because
Or
we
handle.
have the psychological immune system. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't tap into their psychological immune system, PIS, because they're afraid and they don't want to give their body the opportunity to work things out. But it's so interesting because when you have the flu or when you are trying to fight a virus or a bacteria, we let the body works itself out. But when it comes to our psychological well-being, we don't do that because maybe we don't know we have this immune system, and B, because we don't really trust our body or ourselves that we can
With
work
that,
things
yes.
out.
It's actually quite interesting what you're saying, because since you told me the topic of today, and I was actually searching about the psychological immune system. There is a website that I really love. It's called Psychology Today.
Yeah, I love
and I
that
usually
site.
refer to it whenever I want to check out
Yeah.
something.
And it's very simple to read
yes, it
things,
is. And
right?
they give actually the same exact definition that you gave. That as we have a physical immune system of your body, the one that fights the viruses and the
Right,
bacteria and etc. Now your psychological immune system would do exactly the same thing, yet you have to train it sometimes, and you have to allow it to develop and to evolve. You
Right,
know?
right.
You have to practice certain things. Now I'm not sure if I'm right, but
Right,
from what I
it's true.
understood, you that you have to
I mean, it's the same
build
thing
it up as well.
It's what we say, resiliency, right?
Yeah.
So it's when we have kids that grow up in wars, for example, people that have suffered really traumatic experiences, and then we wonder how they have been able to survive things. And and if you read up on a lot of people that are successful or people have really made it into life, most all of them have had traumatic experiences. But how come they can manage and they do very well in life and other people don't? Because these individuals have allowed the traumatic experiences to make them stronger, and because they make them stronger, what
learn.
happened is that they learn how to deal with things. They don't panic, they don't make a drama out of big things. They realize that I'm strong enough, and it's a belief, really. Like I was telling my student the other day, there's a belief I have personally that there are nothing that I'm going to go through that I can't make it, especially when you have lived a life and you have experiences. And the idea is that it's just a belief. It's truly a belief that I know I can manage. Yes, at that moment you feel that, wow, this is like I'm bombarded by a lot of things, but truly, if you believe that there is nothing that you cannot get over, and life is not as bad. I mean, I was reading a research that was done in one of the maybe Harvard, and they were doing a lot of research. It's the same thing I do with my students. Like, I give them an example. It just tells you how people are not good at anticipating how well they will do with bad news in the future.
Yeah.
So this research it's long, but the main idea is that they told people you're going to go to an interview, and when you're going to go to the interview, and later on they told them that you have not been accepted, and most people imagine that they will be upset and they will be very hurt because
Yeah.
it's a rejection,
Expectation,
right?
yeah.
But what they found out is that when people really went through that experience, life wasn't as bad, and people actually managed to deal with their rejection much better than we think. So when we think about people that get divorced or being dumped, or
Yeah.
people that is have a lot of, or lost their job, most of the time, if you imagine it, people are really bad at predicting their future feelings, and they oftentimes on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being worse, they will imagine 9 or 10.
Or
But
10.
when really things happen, people realize that, oh, this wasn't as
It's
bad.
not a 9
bad.
or a 10.
It's not a
Yeah.
9 and a 10. That's
Yes, of
right.
course.
Yes, of
So
course.
we'll be talking about, of course, the psychological.
I'll give you
needs
some
system,
tips of
Yeah.
what to
which will
do.
be very interesting and important to know that, because the more you know yourself, the more you'll be in control instead of just going with the flow. There's a huge difference between both. I guess.
And
That's
also
true.
believing in yourself, no matter what the circumstances are. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Now it's all about the way you deal with it, and
Right.
the way
And
you
believing
treat
in
it.
your strength.
Yes.
We all have this resiliency, and the idea is that I know I'm resilient, I know I'm a strong person, and I know I will be able to get over. See, these are thoughts that you really have to determine that.
Keep in your mind.
And people, a lot of times, I see people at the clinic all the time, they fall apart. No, I can't handle this. No, I won't be able to do this. It's not true at all. And I yell at them
course.
sometimes, and I say, wake up.
It's how you
It's not
perceive
true.
things. Yes.
It
It's
is
a way
how
of
you
thinking.
perceive
It's a
things.
way of
It's
thinking.
amazing how psychology is all about the way you think.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
It
all about
is.
what's in your head.
Yeah, it is so true.
I just want to say something before. Are we gonna move on to the playlist?
In a few
No.
minutes, yeah.
Okay, I just want to say for everyone, please tune in the second hour of the show, because we have special guests from the U.S. Embassy right here in Kuwait. We're gonna be with the Air Force Band, Absent Band. They're gonna be playing beautiful live music, and it's been a long time since this band in particular came back to Kuwait. I'm so excited and so happy to see them, and also Dr. Zinia Paganini, the cultural attaché, is gonna be here with us to talk about everything that's happening with the U.S. Embassy, especially now it's Discover America
Yeah,
Week. So
yeah.
please tune in from 8 to 9, and also follow us on Instagram, RKFM 997, T-Sab, and Aki and Mubarak.
We're gonna move on with the playlist right now. Of course, Dr. Juliet is on Instagram. That's dr.jdinka. To know more about psychology, follow her on social media. Now we're introducing some brand new tunes, and that's what we do every Tuesday. For the first hour, we play brand new songs, and the second hour, we do Billboard's Top 10 Countdown for this week. Coming up next, we have Vamps with Miggy with a song called Personal. We have Major Lazer with Particular. Enjoy these tunes. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Take it personal, personally. I think you be better with
So
somebody
tomorrow.
like me, but what's the law?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, she's
Dr. Juliet.
coming.